I don't understand this at all.
I've
It
never seen this in a political video. Have you? Someone fucking swimming, um, drying their feet.
that's. I mean, it's just really fucking weird, man. Uh, I don't get it. Is the producer of this video like just taking the piss out of him? Like, you know,
I have no idea.
yeah. Technically, yeah, it's great. The editing is great. The mixing, all great. Yeah,
It's just the content is
yeah.
terrible. Oh, Lord. Look at that. His foot looks like a cock. He's the same veins as on his feet that a cock has. Yeah, that's okay. Let's leave that there. Do we want to go to Ming? We...
Ming.
Emperor of the Galaxy. Ming, the fucking merciless. What a man. What a man. I'd forgotten about Ming. He's been on holidays for 9 fucking years. Lording it up there in Brussels, of all places. So, yeah, we have Ming. If you're not Irish, Ming is an Irish politician of some note. He's been an Irish politician, I think, for 20 odd fucking years now. Originally, he served in Dáil Éireann, the Irish Parliament. And then from then, he went on to bigger and better things and ended up as a European MEP. And he's been a European MEP for the last 9 years. And as far as I can tell, he's achieved fucking nothing. Not a fucking thing. Well, he's achieved things for himself, but for the people, nothing. Fucking not a thing. Yeah, so Ming got into trouble. So he got into trouble for making a tweet about, it seemed a pretty fucking innocuous tweet to me, something about, maybe a politician or somebody, photos of somebody skinny dipping, okay? And then he tweeted that. So then everybody thought, okay, well, this dirty bastard was just, doing a Google search or trying to do a Google search looking for pictures of this woman in
Saoirse McHugh.
Sarah McHugh, yeah. Because, a man being a man, it's, 1 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. So, you might use a sleeping aid, which for most men is a quick wank, to help you not off at nighttime. So we could have been looking for material. But anyway, people left on this and hammered him for it, So he came out denying it.
His account was hacked, is what he said.
Yeah, his account was hacked. So then yeah. Then it transpires maybe, I don't know, a couple of weeks, a month later, that it was his aide who did it. So obviously, any politician, they're not tweeting. It's one of their fucking aides or staff that has, control of the account and they, tweet on their behalf. So the story was put forward that his aide came forward and said, yeah, look, it was me. I was just, I've been smoking weed. This is the fucking European Union. The aide said he was smoking weed and he thought it'd be funny to tweet that. And then being, there was a whole court case and everything about this nonsense. And then Ming was found to be not guilty. Why there was a court case, I don't fucking know. Like it's all very silly. Could have been easily done away with in a day. But there was a court case anyway. The guy was sacked, and Ming was vindicated that his account, well, quote unquote, was indeed hacked, but it wasn't him who typed those words. And Ming has a habit of kind of shifting blame, because he was also caught talking on his phone in the car as well a couple of years ago. And yeah, so we can play that one as well. So he's in his car on the phone, gets stopped by the guards, right? And the guards issue him with a ticket and give him penalty points for driving while talking on the phone, which is particularly dangerous. I've done it myself,
Yeah.
a few fucking times, So then that's fine. But then it comes to light that Ming had his penalty points squashed. And not just him, but a lot of Irish politicians as well, who were initially given penalty points, had them squashed. And so Ming is on Irish television talking to Vincent Brown, of all people. It's probably the worst man in Ireland you could you could face during an interview, because he takes no shit whatsoever and seems to revel in torturing people.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we're ready,
Right.
we'll start with Ming's campaign video.
Right. We got it
This
here.
cycle. Oh, we have it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, fucking-
So look at your look at the Skype feed that I have with you.
I have it here.
And if you're on Twitch, you can watch along with us. But we'll, we won't leave the listener behind, right? We'll try to be as illustrative as possible with our voices. So, okay.
Yeah. So the video opens up where we have Ming entering into the arena that is the European Union headquarters.
Walking through the hallowed halls.
Yes, with pictures of all the famous politicians who've been there before him to the left and to the right. But luckily, Ming is a humble man, as we'll see. Yeah, let's play the video and soak the ambience of Ming. Can we play Hail, Ming, Hail one more time?
One more time.
I just... And we know that's playing in his head every time he goes into the parliament. Every fucking time. That's what he hears in his ears in 17 different languages. That's what they do for this guy. Because they all have their little headsets for the translation. And that's what they play as soon as he sits down, is Heil, ruler of the universe. Okay.
We need to sneak into the observatory area and play that when he starts speaking. Yeah.
I've been an MEP for 9.5 years. I have been an elected politician for nearly 20 years. Initially, when I got elected to the European Parliament, I got elected as a skeptic. I felt my role would be to agitate and point out the flaws of the European Union. I didn't actually think...
All right, stop it there. Stop it there. That's where this should end. That's a very long-winded way of saying I'm a fucking sellout.
Yep.
I'm a complete and utter fucking sellout.
No hint of irony or anything like that.
No, just full-on admission. Well, I went there with all these fucking ideals. I was going to be an agitator. I was going to pull it down brick by fucking brick. And actually, when I got there, it's not that bad. Like, it's fucking all that passion and idealism and, that was just nonsense, really. All I need to do is to become part of the beast. And then I can change it from inside. Like, this is what 9 years in the European Parliament does to a man. Sucks all the fucking humanity and fight out of him. And all that energy gets put into helping the beast along the way. It's fucking tragic. And like you said, not a hint of irony. Like, how could you say that,
No, there's no self-awareness there at all. It's fucking astounding, to be honest. I can guess what he's about to say, that he's met all these lovely people and, they're really, working for us back here at home in Ireland, yeah? Is that what he's going to say?
Let's have a fucking listen.
Okay.
Change any legislation or get any amendments through. But I have to say, I have been surprised. I've actually been shocked at the fact that an independent member of the European Parliament can be effective. Not because I don't believe...
He's not a fucking effective. He's done nothing. What is he? He's amended a piece of legislation. Well fucking done. And you're telling us you went there believing that nothing can be done. But why did you go there? Could it be the filthy lucre? Listen, I want to be a politician because I think by me becoming a politician and representing you, the people, I can go to Europe where nothing can be done. Please elect me. It's like, get the fucking boat, man. You're telling us you went over there with all this idealism and, you're going to agitate. But at the same time, you also realize that, well, there's nothing you can do. But then when you got there, you came to the horrible realization that the only thing you can fucking do in there is amend legislation, vote on a couple of things, and every now and again you get to stand up, or not even stand up, sit down and mouth off into a microphone in the hope that the news services back home get hold of it and play it on the local fucking news. But that doesn't happen. That's a rare thing. The only person that happens with really is, fucking a Nigel Farage or something like that.
Yep.
And Ming ain't no Nigel Farage.
That's the thing. Farage managed to keep his place as an agitator, as someone pushing against the, he got up there and he said, you guys are a bunch of fucking fascists. Every day almost, every time he could get a fucking chance to say his piece, he'd get up and say, you fuckers, you're fucking destroying my country, you're destroying your own countries. I mean, granted, he totally fucking turned his back on his people after, leaving the commission or whatever, the parliament or whatever the fuck it is, and Brexit and all that. But still, he was able to keep that, fight in him. Why couldn't Ming?
Because Ming never had it to fucking begin with. That's why. Because we can only we don't know why Ming. What did he go there for? To begin with, other than some fucking airy fairy notion of representing the people. For what? Like he's and this is the problem we're faced with today with other fucking brave souls who are now going forward to Europe for the first time. And I don't think not one of them, the new guys anyway, they've considered what it actually is that goes on when you get there. Because it's fucking movie land again. It's like, well, I'll become a European politician. I'll go to fucking Brussels. I'll get up in the parliament. And I will be in the same company as fucking Hitler and Roosevelt and Churchill and all, and Gandhi. Like, because that's who, you need that level of ego to fucking do that in the first place, I think. But when they get there, it's like, oh, it's a job. You mean I don't just turn up in the parliament, stand up for 5 minutes, and then get the plane back home to the family and friends? No, if they're paying you, you're there to do a job, and you're staying there for the fucking week, and you're going home on Friday night, and you're coming back on Monday morning, and you're going to repeat this for the next 4 years.
Yeah, that's
going. And if you had any sense, you'd stay for a day and fuck off home again. But that's what's going to happen, and that's why I think it's a waste of time. For any of these guys, especially Niall Boylan, to be going over there and what?
Ah, jeez, and God love him, John Waters, who I hear says, well, according to a friend anyway, I don't listen to his stuff really, but I should. Supposedly he was just kind of cajoled into running for Europe. He's all right, shut the fuck up, I'll run. And he's just kind of, he's not, his heart's not in it because he didn't want to be there. However, have a bit of fucking sense, man. Let's talk about making change. See this on your screen, folks. There's how many people there? Is that 300 people?
Maybe, yeah. There's a lot of people there. So
yeah.
We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20 people in the back row. And there's fucking 10 sets of, or fucking 15 sets of back rows.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 40. Yeah, there's got to be at least 300 people there, for Christ's sake.
It's what is that? People would pick apart Russia. Russia's democracy. It's a federal democracy where it's huge, and you have to have a shit ton of people representing a fucking shit ton of people. It's just unsustainable. And you can't be surprised if something isn't perfectly fucking democratic when there's one person for fucking 1 million people, or 2 million people, or 3 million people. It doesn't fucking work.
It can't work. It's a nonsense. But Ming's a true believer, and it took him half a day to become a true fucking believer by the looks of things. He was astonished by the shiny building and the fucking coffee shop, and I'm only fucking 20 kilometers away from the border with the dam. So if the need takes, he can just take a quick trip downtown and, smoke a few spliffs and get back into the groove. And how you could achieve anything being stoned in any business environment is beyond me. Like, so can you imagine being there? Like, can you imagine being there for like 7 hours anyway, right? At a committee meeting and not being stoned. It's a gargantuan feat to stay awake, but being there stoned, you couldn't pay attention for more than half a fucking minute, like, or start fiddling with the earphones. I'd break the earphones or something, like, or right. Let's continue with this because we'll be here for fucking 8 in the morning.
Yeah. We have a problem with biodiversity. We do. It's really, really clear. But because
totally new ideas, man. Nobody's saying that there.
in its current form, we're going to punish the poorest and we're going to let the richest off the hook.
All right, stop it there for a second. Stop it fucking there. Right, yeah. So that's what a politician can do. That's every fucking Irish politician in this country. And any politician anywhere for that matter. It's like, okay, we know things are bad. This legislation is not strong enough. We need it to be stronger. That's every fucking speech in Dáil Éireann for the last 10 years. It's not authoritarian enough. This beating the people bill cannot pass because we need the poor people to be beaten harder and the rich to be beaten harder too. So that's all Ming can do in that setting is to say, well, this isn't good enough. We need more. And then it switches. I love the how it switches from the European Parliament. Now Ming is back in rural Ireland, and the first shot we see is
he's on a boat.
Before that, like if you go back a minute, you see like a perfect description of coming back to Ireland, an overhead shot of fucking sheep running around in a circle. If you go back there 5 seconds, like this is straight from Brussels back to Ireland, and what do we see? A bunch of fucking dopey sheep.
Just off the hook.
Look at them there.
Symbolism, right? Symbolism. But then, he's on a boat like he's, taking a fucking trawler back to Ireland from fucking Brussels.
Yes, of course he is, because it's the fishing industry, you see. He represents the North West constituency. So, we have up in Donegal, and we've got, 2.5 fishermen who can fish for 6 fish every fucking year. So that's what he's over there making sure they're okay,
Got to get the wind turbine in the background there as well,
Absolutely. How else is his hair going to flow in the wind so majestically? Not for the windmill. Is the windmill even turning, is it? Probably not. It's Ireland, so the windmill's broken probably. Let's have a look.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it works.
It's going.
All right.
I don't know how those fucking things turn in the wind. Do you? Like I'm no physicist. Or I don't know what you have to be to study forces and objects and like weights and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm a dummy. But like, I'm pretty sure that shit can't turn all by itself. I'm sorry.
Magic. It's magic.
Or diesel.
Diesel powered wind generators. Yeah. Or the wind could be hitting off the blades and turning. It's all magical, It's far too complex for us poor plebs. That's why we elect people like Ming to go over there to, figure out how the windmills work and then come back and tell us all about it in his magical language, So yeah, let's carry on. Let's see where this boat brings me.
Probably pull that apart.
Oh, bollocks.
Oh,
It's a
dear.
disgrace, really.
Someone's
He has
house
went
is
over
falling
and above
apart.
trying to highlight this.
Yeah.
I felt as though I've been heard.
There you
Heard.
go,
Is
stop
that
it there.
all you need?
Yeah.
Is that all you need?
That's
To be fucking heard?
Yeah. The fucking mica problem in the country where, tens of thousands of people's homes are falling apart
Yeah.
because the Irish construction industry, fucked up the concrete. And the Irish government in their wisdom told them, listen, there's nothing we can do. Good luck. Enjoy your house crumbling before your very fucking eyes. So Ming decided he'd take this on board and he'd go to Europe
Right.
to get this issue sorted, which of course it hasn't been because the houses are still crumbling. But again, that poor man. Again, at least he's honest as well. Like granted, he doesn't have the most exciting voice in the world, but he felt he was heard, and that's as good as you can get from an Irish politician. Really, like you felt you were heard. You he gave the impression that he listened to me and that he would do something about it. And I'm sure he wants to do something about it. But he would really need to be home to do something about it, because it's hard to fix a house that's falling apart from mica in Donegal when you're fucking tending your weed plants in Brussels. You know, you're making sure the relative humidity is still at 80%, and you know the plants are okay. But you know, maybe we'll hear him. Maybe he done something for the fucking man. Maybe he got him a new house or something. Let's not be too harsh on Ming.
All right.
It's nice that he knows where we're coming from.
One of my superpowers is I am persistent, and I never give
Stop
up.
it again. Stop it again. Fox. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Super fucking powers. You're a hero, are you? Well, that should be played every time the fucker walks down the street. Like, I didn't know he was a superhero.
Superpowers. I mean, that's just fucking cringe anyway. Fucking
I know, right?
superpowers.
So that's like talking to my fucking 9-year-old child. Like, you know why superpowers are.
I put on my
yes,
pants today, Daddy. It's my superpower.
Yeah, but that's not even all my children have the same superpower as me, especially the fucking 3-year-old and the 5-year-old. Persistence. Like, Daddy, please, Daddy, 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 please. Can
Exactly.
I have that cookie, Daddy, please, please. It's like, no, please, please. Oh, fucking K, Jesus Christ, eat the fucking cookie. You and your fucking superpowers. Me without any kryptonite to fucking do anything about it. Like,
You're
your
right,
superpowers,
though.
you're a whingy fucking child.
You're right, though. This is a thing that children learn.
Yeah.
Persistence, yeah? And you fucking would, I don't know, hope that your fucking politician representing you is, you know, persistent.
Yeah. Well, it's a super fucking power. It's part of the game, persistence, you know, and intelligence and vision and foresight and all those other good stuff that aren't superpowers. They're just traits of people that are, you know, and that one is particularly highly expressed in children who can't get their own way. But yeah, you know, if you just had said, you know, look, I'm over here. I'm doing everything I can. I'm persistent. I will be persistent. I have been persistent for you, the people, and I will continue to be persistent. Not a fucking superpower.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting into movie territory here, you know, and it's becoming about you and your fucking superpowers. You fly from Brussels back to fucking Roscommon so you can see your kids for 4.5 minutes, and then back to the dam to, you know, try out the new strain of lemon haze, and then back to Brussels to be bamboozled by the Committee on Agriculture. Like, fucking hell, man, get a grip. You don't have superpowers, man. You're a fucking stone. You're lost in the weed. I don't know what kind of fucking weed you're smoking, or he's obviously moved on to something fucking else, mushrooms or something. You don't have a superpower. That's all you have is persistence, because beyond your persistence, you know, there's nothing there really. But it is, it's a good tool. Persistence is a good tool. It will get you a lot.
Yeah. You know who's
just avoid
persistent?
people- Yeah.
My fucking postman, right? He's persistent.
Yeah.
He delivers all the fucking post, you know? And now it's election season, so he has to come to my house every fucking weekday down all this fucking little country road just to deliver a little fucking slip of paper from some fucking wanker politician. That's persistence, Ming. It's easy. It's not easy. It comes with the territory of being a fucking adult.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's a basic human behavior to get what you want. Be it your first wank, you know. Sorry to get so vulgar, but it's like, go on, please. We've been going out with each other for 6 months, like, you know. What's it going to fucking take? Do we have to be married? Like, it's going to be 8 months? What does it tell me? Give me a hint. Just touch it, like, just rub it, stroke it, put your fucking hand on it. Just rock it back and forth just a little bit. Don't be frightened. You know, oh, okay, Jesus, okay. And then, you know, persistence. Persistence does pay off, you know, normally. It can also go terribly wrong as well, because you know, someone can hit you in the head with a hammer if you're too persistent, if you're not taking no for an answer. And I would have thought Ming would have understood that sometimes no does mean no. So you have to remind people like Ming that, persistence can only go so far. But when the people say no, no more, you have to listen, and your persistence has to stop. You have to put the superpowers down and use the superpower of listening to the people when you knock on their doors, and not use the superpower of persistence to try and persuade them to come along to your line of thinking. You are there to serve the people, what most superheroes do, to protect and serve, not to bolster one's ego, to think that you are in fact Hitler. And I do believe he was fond of the old Nazi flags back in the day as well.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
a couple of pictures on Facebook with, the old Confederate flag in the background and the swastika. But, you can't hold that against them,
No.
Everybody's attracted to that symbol at some stage or other. And he is a deeply spiritual man. It could have been the original swastika. But I doubt it, because, it had a red background with a circle around it.
And is facing the wrong direction. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's, who called yourself Ming? Come on. The villain from fucking Flash Gordon, like the most evil man in the universe. That's your role model. Cool. Nothing bad can happen here. All right, let's see if he's any more superpowers.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Understands the job. No.
Understands the job. Good to know. Good to fucking know. God forbid you didn't. Like when you put yourself forward for election, now, 9 years.
The poor woman fucking making my coffee when I go to the cafe, she understands her job. You know? She doesn't fucking make a fucking promotional video about herself. About how great she is as a fucking, what do you call it?
Barista.
Barista. There you go. Fuck
my
that
superpowers are frothing milk and sprinkling sugar persistently.
Right.
Ming, what happened to you?
Who's left?
Stock fucking music, wanker.
Luke Flanagan.
For the left, Mr. Luke Flanagan.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Now Luke Ming.
Kollege Flanagan.
He loves hearing his fucking
My
name,
European
doesn't he?
He
Parliament
loves it so
constituency,
much
it's called
that he
Midlands
wants to
North.
hear it in different fucking languages,
An accent, yeah.
sense, and different variations on his name, because he's just that
Cultured.
much of a character,
Yeah.
that much of a rebel. He's known as by different names like Ming, aka Lucifer, aka the Flaninator. I'm like, for fuck's sake, man.
Oh, and we've discovered another of his superpowers.
Oh yes, of
Parliament
course.
constituency. It's called
Running.
Midlands Northwest. It takes in all of the Connacht counties, all of the southern Ulster counties, and it also takes in the most of Leinster. So 13 out of the 26 counties, half of the landmass of the country, and well over 1 million.
You're
people in
representing.
this area.
Oh, we're doomed. For fuck's sake. It's time to jog. Yeah, I thought you're busy. You understand the job? Jogging? Now, granted, it's okay to keep fit and whatever, but why do I need to know you fucking jog? How did you get there? Did you jog there and jog past the river and the beautiful scenery? Or are you trying to present this, wonderful image of Mr. Eco Man? Fucking jogs everywhere, but, flies 10,000 miles a year. Fuck off.
Look, this is my theory anyway. This is just B-roll, because he doesn't have any footage of him doing anything useful, all right? To fluff in, because, it's conveying a message, and a lot of that message is spoken. So you got to have some kind of B-roll, and include yourself in that somehow. And it can't just be scenery like we have here of a drone flying over his town. He has to be in it. But he doesn't have anything of note on video that he's done.
I know, but there's no self-respect. Like, could you imagine if someone come up to you and said, listen, Roy, you have this great idea, we want you to, jog by fucking Salt Hill or something on the beach as your hair wafts in the wind to give the voters the impression that you're vitality and fitness and energy and persistence. This sums it up. Like, what's more persistent than jogging to a location? You gotta fucking break through the pain, keep going to get to your destination. It's persistence personified, Ming. You have to jog. We need you. The people need to see you jog. Or maybe better still, a treadmill will be better. Sweating but going fucking nowhere. That would be more apt. Just looking at him in the middle of the European fucking Parliament on a treadmill, sweating, with a joint or with a bud hanging just 2 feet in front of him, where he's chasing it to try and catch it. That would be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at him jogging. What have we got now? Where are we now? Limerick, is it? Or somewhere fucking in the northwest housing estate. What's his main focus? Agriculture?
Agriculture and something.
Forestry and...
Forestry, yep. I mean,
that's
these things are important,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, you need what would you need, like a degree? A degree would give you a knowledge about something, but you need experience. Like, you'd need to be involved in forestry and be involved in agriculture from a child to have a real understanding of it, You wouldn't really need the theory about it, because the experience would tell all. And that's why he's from that world, so, you can understand why people would vote for him,
Fairly obvious. I live in a rural area. I live in an area that is very, very much dependent on agriculture. The cap.
What area isn't dependent on agriculture? Ming. Sorry.
For where I come from, it's massively important money for rural areas. It's 1.6 billion a year for Ireland. And it doesn't just end up in the pockets of farmers. I'm not a farmer's son. I've never worked or lived on a farm.
You've never worked?
Was a carpenter. The mechanics,
stop it there. Stop it there. Like, that was too much. Like, I represent a rural community based around agriculture and forestry. I'm here with the fucking cap in the hand, begging for money for these people. I'm here to encourage that practice of not growing a fucking thing, but receiving money for it, so other people in other European countries can grow stuff and look after their farmers. And Ming's knowledge, he tells us about his wealth of knowledge on the subject. I'm not a farmer. I've never been on a farm. I have difficulty spelling the word farm. But I'm here for a bit of the old money. And, not only am I not a farmer, I'm the son of a carpenter. Really? Who else was the son of a carpenter? Are you now telling us you're fucking Jesus Christ? Not only are you a superhero, but you are the fucking... the Messiah has returned. Ming, the merciless Messiah, is with us. Son of a carpenter. Wonderful. Well, why don't you just nail yourself to a fucking cross and be done with it?
If you want to talk about ego, man. If you want to talk about ego, who the fuck is sitting down and watching a half an hour fucking video about Ming?
Me.
Oh, Jesus.
There was fucking like 200,000 views on this con's video. So, I don't know.
I mean, come on. That we don't know what that means. Just fucking showed up in people's feeds. That's all it
The only
says.
people who are watching it is fucking for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Like, and
hate
thank
watchers.
God I watched it. Like, because I wouldn't generally watch it for more than a minute.
Yeah.
But that's all you need to watch it for because it's like, oh my fucking God, like what's going on with this dude? Like,
He's an embarrassment.
Oh, he's a real fucking embarrassment. Jesus, Ming Christ. Unbelievable. Like, who does that? I'm here to represent the people on these issues of which I know nothing about. Not a fucking thing.
Well, look, that's most politicians, So, we're criticizing Ming, but we're actually criticizing the system that he has openly stated that he acquiesced to. He turned his back on his beliefs and just went into the system, which is just really a fucking talking shop at the end of the day. Holding out your hat, as you said, Morgan. Oh, give me money, the money that you took from our country in the first place. You know, What aren't we like the top fucking provider of cash to this fucking evil empire? And he has to go there and fucking beg for it back? Fuck
Yes.
that guy and fuck the system.
Yeah, we're net,
The thing is,
net
right, one
contributor.
more point.
That's just the money.
One
Yeah.
more point, right? This is the problem with democracy, okay? Back in the old days, right, you had a king, and he made all the decisions, right? But, you know, over time, the kings realized, wait, you know, civilization, you know, it's a bit too complex, right? I'm not a farmer, I'm not a fisherman, but I represent these people. I look after their welfare. I'm going to find advisors, you know, a panel of people to tell me about all of these things so I can make the right decisions, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think Ming or any of these people have, like, yeah, they might have advisors, right? They definitely do. But do they have, like, a fucking... It's weird, right? Because this whole idea of a parliament is supposed to be what every leader has. There should be a king in that fucking room with all of those wankers in Europe.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. That's the problem with the population, is that they elect dummies time and time again, you know? And so, you know, Ming isn't a king. It may rhyme, but he's no fucking king. So you want a king who can, you know, take on board what the advisors say, but then come to his own judgment on it, you know? So it's not to take it verbatim, okay, this is what I'm being advised. Now, because I know nothing about it, I have to act on the advice that's been given because I'm pretty fucking clueless. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I don't even know what the guy's saying. It just sounds like mumbly-jumbly shit to me, so I'm going to nod and agree. Because nothing about farming, he knows nothing about agriculture, he knows nothing about, you know, fishing. Now, granted, he can go and talk to the people once every fucking year and a half, or once every 4 years, apparently, and then go, yeah, things are bad, cool, I'll go back to Brussels and let them know. I'll see you in 4 years, and I'll talk to my advisors. I know nothing about fishing or anything. All I know is about, you know, being the son of a carpenter. Maybe I should be sitting on the carpentry committee, or I should have represented that constituency in Ireland where all the carpenters live, you know. But we should be a fucking union shop steward or something for that, for carpenters, you know, the carpentry union, maybe something like that. He'd be more suited to, you know. But no, knows nothing. So is wholly dependent on advisors, because if he didn't have advisors, he'd be completely fucking lost. He wouldn't know what to do, like most people. And like most of those other people who will get elected and will rock up into the European Union, clueless.
Yep.
So what the fuck do I do now? Like, where's the jacks, you know? Where's the toilets, lads? You know, come on, where's the fucking toilets? Like, this place is fucking huge, man. Look at the tits on her, like, holy shit. You know, they're not going to have a bog's notion, but then they'll be introduced to, you know, this is your advisor. You're now part of the right group. You're now part of the left group. You need to sit on 2 committees. You know, you're going there to work for the fucking empire, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And you'll be absorbed into the system, you know? And you know, I was singing Farage's praises there, but, you know, he was playing a role, you know, the controlled opposition. Oh, yeah, we just keep this guy around because, you know, he gives the impression that, you know, there's some kind of open dialogue happening in this room, and, you know, that conclusions haven't already been arrived at behind the scenes, you know. Like, another example of that is, you know, another talking shop was this UN meeting I watched in response to Iran attacking Israel. And basically it was just representatives from all the main countries and the countries that were involved, you know, Iran, Syria, Iraq, I think, was in there, but, you know, Israel. And they came and said their piece, just to put it on the record. But everything that matters happened in the background where none of the public see. They just came to an agreement. This is how we keep the peace. We'll go on record and say our pieces. I think this is pretty much how it works in the European Parliament. It happens in the Dáil, in the Seanad, in the fucking Rada and fucking Ukraine, the Senate in the United States, you know? This is an illusion.
Yeah, this is the system that keeps us all in our place. Like, so,
Yeah.
you know, I want nothing to do with the European Union. I want nothing to do with Dáil Éireann, you know. Granted, these institutions may have to exist. We don't really see why. But I wouldn't mind my own kingdom, you know, or I wouldn't mind living in a kingdom if it was ruled by a wise and just king.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
totally
but
go for that.
Yeah, that energy is wasted in the European Union unless you're going there to spit on the fucking ground and throw a petrol bomb in the center of the room. You need to get home. You know, we need people to come home. The battle is on the home front, not in Europe, not in Strasbourg, not in Brussels. You know, here now. This is where the focus is. You know, forget about your fucking ego, boys, and forget about the easy money. You know, take my hat off you. You put yourself forward. You open yourself up to the criticism of the world. Great, you know, honorable, fucking, you know, notable behavior, that your bravery. But it's misguided. We need you here, even if you're not capable of going over there. We still need you here because you have some good qualities that could be put to use. If you could just get you to fucking think a little bit straight, we'd be a little bit in better shape. Having said that, sometimes it's also a good idea for these guys to get elected because it tends to keep them away from local politics as well, which is not a bad thing. I would rather see Ming in Europe out of the way than in Dáil Éireann, because I might be forced to go down there myself and choke the cunt out, because he's a particularly irritating piece of shit as well when you listen to him in Dáil Éireann. But let's carry on. Let's get.
Do we?
Yeah.
Or shall we take a diversion to other adventures of Ming? Because we're only 3 minutes in, and
yeah, no, carry on for a little bit. We can cut it
Okay,
short and
yeah.
back to it. We'll carry on because you know, it does go into a lot of different fucking things. But we'll carry on in this vein. Maybe another 2 minutes of footage here.
Yeah. Someone in the chat posted the lyrics to "Sex Farm" by Spinal Tap. I'm
All right.
Shall I recite it?
Yeah, go for it.
Working on a sex farm, trying to raise some hard love. Getting out my pitchfork, poking your hay. Working up a hot sweat, crouching in your pea patch. Ploughing through your bean field, planting my seed.
All right.
I like
Okay.
it. Oh, God. All right.
All right, let's continue watching Being Jog.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, at least he's keeping healthy. You know?
What's his T-shirt say there? Huh?
I'll play it in a second once I correct the audio again. Let's see. Amsterdam. Yeah,
Of course.
Amsterdam.
Fucking stoner to the end. No hypocrisy there in my voice at all. Come on,
Oh,
at least
God.
shave the fucking beard, you know, or trim
But
the
this
hair.
is iconic, though. I think it's the beard and the mustache that get, you know, someone in, where is he from? Someone around town, you know, called him Ming one day, and it stuck because of his facial hair, you know, when he was a younger and more refined looking man.
That's something we need to do to end this fucker's career, is catch him, shave his beard, and give him a haircut. And then he'd be done. Like, nobody would respect him. Oh, that's what you look like? Ugh, fuck that. All right, let's see if we have sound.
The mechanics, the hairdressers, etc. in my town are there because of common agricultural policy money. I also focus on several other committees. The Budget Control Committee that looks at
here comes the busy work.
every last cent of
Look at 'em.
European Union money.
12 hours a
and
day
how taxpayers'
going
money
over
is
their
spent.
accounts.
I'm also working on what's called the PESH Committee. The PESH Committee is basically the Fisheries Committee.
Extra 10
As
grand.
far as I know, I'm the only MEP out of 705 MEPs who is a coordinator on 2 different committees. Not only am I coordinator on the Agriculture
Jesus
Committee,
Christ.
I'm also
Not only am I in charge of welcoming the Jews into the camp. But I'm on the committee for the showering committee. I'm on the recovering gold from the teeth committee. I've been promoted 7 or 8 times in the evil empire now. Like, that's how wonderful this fucker is. Like, not content to just go there, but actually, you know, I want more work. I want to be on this committee, that committee. Like 12 hours a day, this cunt has to sit there and go over the accounts of the European Union.
No wonder all the life has been drained out of him.
Yeah, I know from personal experience that will do it to a man. You know, just to, you know, but to then do it for a beast as well. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, like this poor man. Like, I feel sorry for him now. Like, the anger subsided and it's turning into pity. Like, okay, let's play it through. We'll get through some of this.
Coordinator on the Budget Control Committee. So instead of just being an ordinary committee member, I also play a part in a committee meeting where we decide what's on the agenda.
Ooh.
What's driving me now is seeing that I can have an impact on what money goes to this area.
Money. It's like money.
About 3 years ago, in
He's
April,
swimming
I was
naked
feeling very down.
or semi-naked.
I thought to myself, you know,
No, he's fucking
lake.
fully clothed. Like a fucking freak.
I couldn't be.
He is. Look at him. Yeah, there we go, I think.
Impact on what money goes to
Look
this
at him.
area.
Yeah, see.
Oh, he's got his t-shirt on and everything. Jesus
about
Christ.
3 years ago.
What a fucking
in
freak.
April, I was feeling very down. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I've got to do something. So I come out here, freezing cold. And when I came out, I felt a lot better. And I've been getting into the cold water ever since.
Yeah, too bad you didn't get hypothermic shock, you cunt.
Yeah, that's
It
called the
helps my
conscience,
mind,
Ming.
helps my head.
You were feeling down because you fucking sold out the whole country for your own personal gain. And you know, you said, well, fuck it, I'm going to drown myself.
What's he
but then
standing
you-
on?
Some cushions, is it? Or
Some
a mat?
foam.
So he doesn't, yeah, I don't fucking know. Maybe that's his feet or something. That's his actual feet.
Maybe that's why he was able to tread so much water.
Yeah, he's got flappers for flippers built in. So this cunt, he's depressed and he tries to kill himself, tries to drown himself in the lake. Remembers he can fucking actually swim. And then because he's so shocked, he forgets why he was depressed. This is amazing. This cures all my fucking guilt. Just a quick dip in some cold water and it shocks him into forgetting all the fucking terrible sellout things that he's done over the years to the people. It's like, fuck off, Ming. And where is he? He's in, like, seriously, like, he's in the car park. Why are all the doors open? Why do you need all the doors open on the fucking car? The front door's open, the passenger door's open,
It's
the
not
fucking
like
boot
it's
is
a
open.
hot day.
No, what are you doing, like? And then he's got a little fucking a rubber dinghy, a rubber ducky on top of the car to make it cutesy looking because, you know, look, he's taking a bath with the rubber ducky. He's such a fucking funny chap. Drown yourself, Ming. Drown your fucking self. Shave your flippers and just go into that fucking lake at night and just keep going. Just keep going and let it go. Just sink to the bottom and inhale deeply. Let the people go. Just go. Go towards the light, Ming.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Go towards the lighter. That's what he'll see at the end of the tunnel, is a fucking lighter. A bowl with a big nugget of weed, and it's like, go towards the lighter, Ming. Go towards the lighter. Fucking hell.
Oh, jeez. Right.
All right, let's have a look at him. I think he's going to show us his
It
physique
helps
now.
calm me for the whole day. Will make me more calm, not completely calm.
Oh, look at him.
Ugh.
Fucking, there's
it's-
the ducky. Look at the rubber ducky. How cute. Plastic piece of shit made in China. Yeah, you're a great man for the environment, Ming. Like, why? That's like an ice cream thing, isn't there? A Pizzagate, Duckygate going on there in Brussels, is it? Little bringing in the little yellow ducks from China.
Ah, you're reaching.
I know.
All my
Right, well,
emotions
let's
a bit
play it.
I currently can't feel my leg. I don't know how that's.
What
happened,
is that
but-
growth on his back? Like? Have that looked
I
at.
was going to say, but I didn't want to.
Go back there. Can you zoom in on that? You're rewinding. Look at his toes as well. His toes are like fingers. Fucking hell. Oh, look at that thing. Oh.
Yeah, that's been there as long as he's been alive, I think.
Yeah, look at that fucking thing. It looks like an elephant. It looks like a Down syndrome elephant. His body does. That little fucking spot is an eye. His arm is the trunk. Look at it. It's a Down syndrome elephant.
I can't feel my leg. I don't know how that's helping.
Look at the toes, man. Look at that, like that's like a fucking 4-inch toe.
Jesus Christ.
Has he got 6 toes as well? Like, I'm gonna count them. 1. Look at that little toe. What the fuck is that little? That's just a nail. It's all nail. And then the second one looks like a squished sausage. And then you've got 3 giant fucking fingers. That's all the jogging like. That's why you shouldn't be jogging everywhere. Look what it does to your fucking feet. This cunt is simian like. I've never seen feet like that. Like, I've seen some rotten fucking feet. Do you remember we looked at that poor fucking handicapped girl maybe a year and a half ago who had those bird-like claw feet? They were better than this fucking cunt's feet.
I mean, that's... I don't know why they had to get a shot of this. Like, I don't understand this at all.
I've never seen this in a political video. Have you? Someone fucking swimming? Drying their feet?
I mean, it's just really fucking weird, man. I don't get it. Is the producer of this video, like, just taking the piss out of him? Like, you know.
I have no idea. Maybe he's hired a local group, community group to make the video. I don't know. It looks like a polished enough video, you know. It's just the reasoning behind their planning stage is just fucking terrible. Like,
yeah,
you know?
technically, as in like technologically, yeah, it's great. The editing is great. The mixing, all great. Yeah.
It's just the content is terrible.
Yeah.
Look at that. His foot looks like a cock. He's the same veins on his feet that a cock has. Big bulbous cock vein on his foot. Ugh.
Oh, jeez. Our poor listeners, they're left out. We have to just move on.
Rather than looking at the phone all the time.
Oh, here we go.
Flying from Dublin.
The family photos.
Yeah.
Who has family photos? I don't.
I do.
Do you?
Upstairs, on the second floor, like just memories of events and like Christmases and stuff like that. But we've been given that, like, so this is now where he's going to tell us what he has to give up in order to represent the people, because it's not all fun and games. It's not all spreadsheets and highfalutin meetings and getting angry once a week on the microphone for promo videos that are 4 years down the road. There's real sacrifices to be made.
Right.
Let's hear the sacrifices. Jesus Christ!
On Friday. One thing about this job is you become an expert on airports. I'm away from the kids a lot, and it breaks me bloody heart. It really, really does.
Then quit!
Yeah.
You already have a pension for life. Quit! Do something closer to home. You're not going to change the fucking world. Sorry, I couldn't contain myself. That's some fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking break your heart.
Breaks.
If it broke your heart, you'd stop doing what you're doing.
Break the bank if you stop doing it. And who do we see him hugging? His kids? No, the fucking dog.
I'm away from the kids a lot, and
his
it
dog.
breaks me bloody heart. It really, really does. I had all...
That's a wild-looking child you got there. Like some of those fucking hairy African children that are being brought into the country.
Oh, a little doormat fucking dog in his arms.
One of those black Ukrainians with the needs a haircut. He's been living in a tent for a while, like it's overgrown and shaggy. Like,
and this verbiage here, it breaks my heart. You know, it really does. Like when someone says something like "it really does," they're fucking lying or acting badly.
You have to be there. Why do you have to be there 5 days a fucking week, Ming? You know? Look, how could you do that? I couldn't do fucking 3 days in Dublin. I was like, no, this is too fucking much. Like, it's I'm not getting to see the kids. You know, I come home at 7. They're in bed. I get up at 6. I'm driving. So it's like, okay, well, I have to do it because you need to pay the bills. But
yeah,
eventually I'm going to stop. It's 9 fucking years, man. You've missed half your kid's life because you're over there in Brussels.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
Plans. No,
you know what? You know what? Have you ever heard a politician talk about anyone, a fucking oil rig worker, something like that, saying, I fucking hate my kids, I hate my wife, and I'm glad that I'm away from them so much.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
But I guarantee you a lot of these people feel exactly that way about their family. They couldn't fucking stand them, so they got a job way, way far away, and it doesn't fucking bother them. But you can't say that. If you want to get elected. You know what? My family? Fuck them. My family is in Brussels.
Yeah.
Who's
How
going to
about bringing
vote for
them
that?
with you? How about relocating to Brussels? Huh? Did you ever think about that? Like sell the fucking house in Roscommon just for the moment.
Wait, is that...
maybe
then wouldn't he not be able to represent his constituency?
I don't know. But even still, he could keep the fucking house in Roscommon, right? Keep the house.
Yeah,
Fucking
rent it
family
out.
over to you.
Airbnb.
Yeah, bring your family to Brussels so you can be with them. Granted, you might have to, put away the grow tent so one of the daughters can fucking have a bedroom. Or, she could sleep on the floor because you wouldn't want to disturb the fucking grow tent because, it's
That's
flowering
what matters.
time now. Yeah, it's flowering time now. Like, you're going to have to wait 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, darling, until you can, put the bed out. Because daddy's growing his plants. Give me a break, man. Like, you couldn't do it. What are you on, like 120 grand a fucking year? Then all the money for the committee work. You don't have to pay for the fucking apartment you're renting.
Or travel.
Yeah,
food.
or travel. You can, claim it all
Food
back,
is
your
paid.
food.
Yeah.
All of that shit.
He's
Give me a
in the
break.
fucking money. And he's already has a fucking pension for life. Okay? 5 years ago, he had a pension for life.
Unreal. Neck like a jockey's bollocks. No accountability. Like that's most people, but this is it's fucking personified in the one man. Every fucking problem with people. And like you said earlier, no self-awareness. Like you couldn't have, because you could forgive the average man just talking in general conversation, and exposing his own hypocrisy as we all do. But to make a promotional fucking video about it and to put this forward as your best self. Of course, and I'm sure his advice, but you need to connect with the people, go for the family angle. A lot of your constituents have families. They understand. They know what it's like to go to work 9 to 5. But not only do you go to work 9 to 5, you're going to work from 6 to 6 in another country. And what have you have to give up your family? You have to give up all this to go to Brussels and beg, essentially. You're a beggar.
Yeah.
No mention of like, okay, we need to leave the European Union. And that's what he went there for as well, because especially with the fishing thing, it was, we need to get out of Europe. Our fishing industry is being fucking destroyed. But no, now it's like, oh, well, it's hard. It's hard leaving the kids, but you're fuck it, What am I going to do? As soon as weed is made legal, he'll come back and, set up Ming Weed.
Ming Weed.
Ming Weed Inc. or something like that,
Ming and Weed.
Ming and Weed. Weed of the universe.
You know what, Ming? You can have that. That's our gift to you. Great branding. You make a great point. Yeah, just, a fucking beggar. Next time I see a Romanian beggar on the street, I'm just going to walk up to her and say, have you ever considered standing for EU Parliament? Brilliant. Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am. God bless you. God bless you. You have some change? Speaking to Ursula von der Leyen, if you don't know.
Real persistence, sitting there fucking 9 hours a day in the same spot. begging. Let's see.
Yeah.
They have the same superpowers as Ming. Persistently beg until like you throw some fucking shekels at you.
Actually, that's where he got the superpower. He met one on a Roma woman on a dark alley on a full moon
Roma
night.
gypsy. She read his palm. Cross my hand with silver. And I'll teach you how to beg.
Okay, let's plow on.
Right, come on.
This fucking liar fuck.
Breaks me bloody heart. It really, really
Breaks
does.
the bloody heart.
I head off, leave the house at about 3 o'clock on Monday morning, and I don't come back till Friday evening. And the older girls, of a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old, they're not so bad. They understand it. But I have a 9-year-old. She was only born when I first got elected to the European Parliament.
Oh, did you see that? Go back to the board there. Daddy's away and Mommy's away. Who's looking after the fucking kids, man? Daddy's away. Mommy's away.
Weekend plans, squiggle. National, international /
holidays, appointments. He's nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
There's nothing. Weekend plan, nothing.
Well, there's no adults there, so of course there's nothing to do.
Appointments, none. Birthday parties, none. Why would you need to take notes at birthday parties? How many birthday parties? How many children do you have? Like 106 fucking children?
This is a weird thing. This has to be made up for the fucking thing. Like, let's go back, right? 1 sec. One thing I noticed. See this, fuck, no. Yuck. Sorry about that, folks.
Expert on airports.
Right, see that. See that fucking... Okay, I thought it was paper. My bad. No, that's a whiteboard. And I was wondering, why is March circled? But no. I'm a dumbass, sorry.
It's all right. Monday, March is circle and Monday is circle. But again, who writes that neatly on a whiteboard? Come on. Nobody's that fucking organised other than fucking psychopaths. Like, I've tried to have a whiteboard in the house. That doesn't fucking work. Like, it's a waste of time.
Actually, you know what? Who is 2 days out of the week and he's that organised? Like, this isn't his home. This is where his family lives, and then he routinely visits them. All right.
Yeah, what's even on the board? Like, he's everything marked down that he's nothing to do. There's nothing to be done. Look, Monday's nothing to do. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nothing. Next Tuesday, nothing. The next Monday to Friday, nothing. The following Monday to Thursday, nothing. The following Tuesday to Friday, nothing. He's doing nothing.
I do more than this guy, and I remember everything. Just off the top of my head, I know what I need to do tomorrow, the next day, 3 weeks from now. I know what I'm doing on fucking Thursday, okay? Hey, look, we'll beat this horse to death.
I let the fucker go. Come on. Let's go carry on.
I head off, leave the house at about 3 o'clock on Monday morning, and I don't come back till Friday evening. And the older girls, of a 21-year-old and a 19-year-old, they're not so bad. They understand it. But I have a 9-year-old. She was only born when I first got elected.
Yeah, and she's a naggy bitch.
So that part is difficult. I kiss her goodbye. I know I won't see her again until the following Friday. I don't want to be whinging about it, but it's a simple reality. The alternative is I'm not an MEP, and some Fianna Fáil or a Fine Gael takes my place. And while I get to see my kids all the time...
What fucking changes, Ming? What fucking changes?
This is the cope of the millennium. The cope of the fucking millennium. The world will end if he's not in the European Union, because he's the fucking superhero, remember?
If the superhero is the main character. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's not there to protect us, who will?
Oh, fucking Fianna Fáil? You mean the fucking rural farmer party? They're not going to be able to do the farming job you're doing?
Yeah, they could do it. They could do it better than you, Ming. That's
because they are farmers.
Yeah, and they should be there. That's what they're there for, like to look after their own fucking needs, And we accept that. Okay, well, it's a rural agricultural area. They'd be wise to what's going on, and they would just do a better job of being a sleeve-in cunt than you could possibly ever be, because Ming is the true believer, and that's worse than a fucking degenerate lying piece of shit who's only in it for his own gain. Luke has bought the whole thing. Luke has dedicated his soul and life to the beast. Like, he leaves on a Monday at 3 a.m. and comes back on a Friday. So he's been there for 9 years. His youngest daughter is 9. So he sees his child, his 9-year-old child, for the last 9 years, he's only seen her on the weekends. So he may as well be divorced. He's a McDonald's dad by his own fucking choice. People crawl and battle their way through the courts to see their fucking kids for a weekend. This cunt does it willingly.
There are oil rig workers and fucking military men who see their family more than this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it breaks his heart. Like fuck, it break your heart.
Yeah. Where's the tears? I want to see tears, bitch. It's breaking your fucking heart.
Yeah.
Right, come on, let's go.
Right.
I don't think their future will be secure.
His
One of the biggest
children-
criticisms of MEPs is that we don't see them often enough. So
Yeah, his
I'd be very
children's
open to
future won't
people
be secure
when I-
if he has to give up his spot for someone from Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael.
Right.
But again, he's telling the truth and lying at the same time.
Yeah.
Because their futures will be at risk, because if daddy's not bringing home the 180 grand a year from Brussels, well then, our lifestyle has to drop. But even that's not true, because like you mentioned, he has a fucking pension. How much money do you need?
Yeah.
And it's really about him, because if he leaves, well, then he's no longer the superhero. He's just Ming, who went to Europe for 9 years and came home and disgraced himself because he's so fucking out of touch with the country he abandoned.
He's just a has-been.
Not only do you not recognise your own country, you don't recognise your own fucking children. Yeah, you're done. You're done, Ming. And you're going to get buried. You should have just fucking resigned and took the money and the pension and, go off into the fucking wilderness or get a job with News Talk or something like that. Because at this stage now, whatever legacy you thought you had is done. You're getting buried. You're with the rest of the establishment. You'll be remembered as a sellout and a traitor.
Yep.
Even if you did some good.
Even if he is remembered.
That's what you'll be remembered for.
He just said the problem with MEPs that we don't see them as often. Doesn't he see a fucking pattern here? We don't see our MEPs. Ming's children don't see their father. Maybe there's a problem with this fucking arrangement.
Maybe. Do you think he has the insight to come to that fucking conclusion?
Maybe he needs to smoke a big fucking bowl of brilliant sativa, sit down and listen to the fucking shit he's talking. And maybe he might actually figure it out. I don't know.
Maybe that's why he's going swimming. Because, you can't smoke weed without getting a little bit introspective. So he freaked out, like, fuck this. I need to snap out of it. Right, cold water. Fuck, the tap's not working. The plumbing's out. Right, I'm going down to the lake. And then, boom. It's gone. Fresh as a fucking daisy. All right, well, let's carry on.
Out and I talk to them.
Fucking wanker. Give me a second.
And they go, we never see you. And I say to them straight, if you see me as often as you wanted to see me, I would not be doing my job. While obviously I do engage with my constituents and I do meet them and I do come back, my work is 1,000 kilometres away from home. And if I was to be here all the time, meeting with people and shaking their hands, I wouldn't be where I'm meant to be to represent those people.
Monday in Strasbourg is always a very long day because it takes the guts of 12 hours to get here from Ireland. So we've been going since 5 o'clock this morning.
That Monday is always difficult because you're starting so early and then the committee goes on until 6 or 7 o'clock that evening.
Right.
I'm a member of the group.
Here's where we learn about Ming. So this is, what goes on within the European Parliament, how it operates. So he's going to introduce us to his daddy. Essentially, he's going to introduce us now to his daddy in the European Parliament, because you couldn't let this fucking guy loose. And look at the size of the place. Look at the fucking people. Like, there's another floor above of people, observing. You couldn't let him in there. He wouldn't be able to find his fucking seat. He'd be wandering around off his tits. Sir, is that my seat? Is my name on that? Where's H75? H75? Anyone H75? He couldn't fucking cope. So he needs a minder. He needs a daddy. And now we get to see who is his daddy. Let's have a look.
All right.
You see, Ming's
called
daddy.
the left. I hear lots of people and lots of journalists saying that it's a waste of time to elect an MEP that joins a smaller group. That has not been my experience. In fact, nothing could be further from the truth. There are 7 groups in the Parliament. Each group gets to participate in every issue negotiated. In a smaller group, there's
Go back there for a
less
second. The other two
competition for each
fucking
file.
wasters with him as well. He's hanging out with his pals. Look, fucking Mick Wallace and Harpy. What's her fucking name? Claire Daly. Well, I have some respect for her, but not much. But again, I'll get to hate her again because she's going to be back. She's over here fucking... They're all back over here now. Canvassing. So you tend to forget with the passage of time how awful these fucking people are. But yeah, at least he's got company, you know. He's hanging out. They all look like they're having a great time. Mick Wallace is on his fucking phone on Twitter. The guy to his fucking right is on Twitter. And Claire Daly's on Twitter too. And Ming is out of his tits, lost in fucking thinking about your woman.
Into the void.
Yeah, thinking about your woman in her underpants going skinny dipping. He's gone. Right, let's carry on. We might just skip forward until we get to a part where he's in the office sitting down with a gentleman in a suit.
All right.
Have we gone too far?
Maybe not. Like this guy.
No. He's in an office setting.
All right, so he's... No, he's back to waffling, back to the farm that he doesn't work on.
Yeah,
has no experience about. All right, we're just gonna have to wait it out.
All right, we'll wait it out. Let's
I think.
All right, well, let's have a look here where it stopped anyway, just out of curiosity. Yep. So, member of the European Parliament, the left group in the European Parliament,
right?
The Committee of Budgetary Control, that's where he hangs out, and the Committee of Agriculture and Rural Development is an independent intergroup on anti-racism and diversity. Ooh. Intergroup on Western Sahara.
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a coinky dink. Don't we have lots of Western Saharan people here now? Haven't we been browbeaten with the rhetoric that would have been, brought into being by intergroups on anti-racism and diversity? Don't we know what anti-racism is? White people, we can't be cured of our racism. So we have to be anti-racist and more diverse. Because racism will only end and can only end according to the doctrine of anti-racism when all the racists are gone. And as any right-minded person knows, the only people who are racist are white people. So in order to get rid of the scourge of racism, we need to get rid of the scourge of white people by means of diversity and that large population of sub-Saharan Africans who are pretty good at doing what they're told as long as you give them trinkets. And
this is not an exaggeration, folks. And this is said often, not often enough, and it's a really good point. How come we're not making a point of moving white people and Asians and Latino people into African countries, for instance? Like, we're not trying to get rid of racism in Africa, which, you'd have to be a fucking retard to think doesn't fucking exist. Racism is everywhere. It's kind of the default position of humanity. But oh, no, it is only Europe that we need to fucking worry about.
Yeah. Do you know why it is? Because we're better at it. That's why. And I say that, I'm including myself in whiteness now. It's because of the old superiority, We're just better at fucking everything, from the good to the bad. So there you go. What Africa really needs is probably an injection of white people, Bit of healing, talk to the fucking white South Africans. Say, listen, you never really included us to begin with. As our friend Patrick Snorster told us that would have helped South Africa if they had have actually included the people who were there after they built up the country. Well, that would have worked, So they might need to revisit that.
Yeah.
But, by killing the whites, you might want to think about it twice, or at least set up a committee to evaluate it properly before you go ahead and fucking decide to run with your program,
Right. Yeah. Are we carrying on?
Yeah, let's carry on.
Influence more issues. And this is really clear when you look at my work on the Agriculture Committee, where I get prime positions, and likewise on the Budget Control Committee. So it's not true to say being part of a smaller group is a disadvantage. It's an advantage if you use it that way.
This is Father
Why
Ted
are
stuff.
the most
It's not a
It really
it's not a
is.
disadvantage. It's not a disadvantage, Ted. It's an advantage. Do you like the old wordplay? Do you see what I did there? I turned a disadvantage into an advantage. And I broke it down into 3 syllables to make the point even stronger. What we need is more advantages and less disadvantages. And as a member of the Disadvantage Committee, it is my job to ensure that there's more advantage and less disadvantage. The Committee for Disadvantage and Advantages will meet on the second month of every 6 months. Fucking, I don't know. Fucking hell.
And he's trying to sell something, right? The most boring fucking shit anyone can fucking think of doing. Like, the people who do this as like a career path are the most boring people in the world, right?
They should be fucking killed at birth. There should be a test.
Exactly. Nobody respects this fucking work. People have a general idea that, it needs to be done. I mean, maybe. But nobody is fucking happy with this shit, No. But he's saying, it's really important. Me crunching numbers all day. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the kindest thing, like. And this is a cunt who said at an early age his goal was to be a politician, And the same with Simon fucking Harris. The same thing, goal as a child was to be a politician, to be leader of the country. As soon as they say it's done, like, just fucking, I know it's hard to your children, but if one of my children comes up to me and says, Daddy, I want to be a politician, I'm like, okay, well, come on, we're going for a trip in the car. How are you getting on with the swimming lessons? Yeah, I can do it. I can swim with the float. Okay, let's see how you are on your own. Get on the boat here and we'll go out to the centre of the lake. I'm gonna row back in and shine a light, and you keep swimming towards the light till you make it, Yeah, and then just make up some terrible excuse when we go home. I lost them. I don't know. We were at the petrol station. 2 black lads took them in the car.
All right, come on. We're not going to get through this, man.
Come on, let's go. We will, because there's 10 minutes of nonsense where we can just skip by it. Right, let's go. Come on.
Again. Man. Yeah. 1 second. Literally 1 second. Fucking hell. This fucking thing. At least it works, I'm glad for that.
Beef in my area being asked to go out of business. Then at the same time, they're told they're destroying the planet because they heat their house while they use turf. Now, I know it isn't the most sustainable fuel in the world, but it's very hard to explain to people what they should do if the EU says one thing and then, on the other hand, it does practice something completely different. I'm sure you have a good answer.
When I got elected
you
to
got her.
Parliament, one of my first goals
edgy.
was
Yeah,
that I
turf
would
ticket,
be the lead MEP in my group on the Common Agricultural Policy, and that's what actually happened. I turned out to be one of 8 MEPs in the whole of the European Union who were able to get into the talks on the Common Agricultural Policy.
Oh, God, man, you're boring me.
Which meant that if it passed, it would mean that farmers in this area would get an equal amount per hectare. As a result of
you
amendment,
just bore
it
a hole
became
right
the
through me, man.
Parliament position
Jesus.
that all farmers should get an equal payment per hectare. But it meant at the end of the day that farmers in this area by 2027
the
will
happy
end up
music.
getting about 50% more per hectare than they
Leprechauns
previously
just
were.
behind those bushes on the left, like.
There is no one representing people farming on marginal lands, smaller farmers, and while we do have a really good factory in the town,
They're not supposed to be fucking represented. They're supposed to be left to their own devices to do
Exactly.
their fucking job without being taxed, robbed, raped, and buried under a mountain of fucking bureaucracy. It's not bad enough having to do it in Ireland, but you're over there creating more fucking bureaucracy and more paperwork for these cunts. All the while telling them, listen, don't grow anything, you know, plant some fucking daisies so we can get some bumblebees in there, and I'll make sure you get 60 grand a year from the EU to grow nothing. However, your grandchildren then will be horribly dependent, and we'll lose the fucking ability to farm and the knowledge of how to farm, just like we're losing the knowledge of how to fish. But don't worry about it, because here's some paper.
Oh man, you took the words out of my mouth. Rather, you said it a lot better than I was going to, which is plainly like, why? Why do they need represented? There's, you know. Hello, I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
Yeah.
The land will be here in 40, 50 and 100 years time, and what I'm trying to do is make sure that people will still be farming it, we'll still have small family farms, that it will be sustainable and it will thrive, not only survive but thrive.
Thrive. The famous word of every fucking NGO in Ireland. Not only survive, thrive.
Yeah.
How are you going to make it thrive? What do you could thrive, for fuck's sake?
Jesus.
How about, you know, making your family thrive? By getting your fucking arse back home and spending some time with them, you know? You're going to make a small landowner's fucking life thrive when you can't make your own daughter's life thrive because you're absent from her life.
Jesus
really?
Christ.
That farmer knows best. Look, he has a shovel by the gate, ready to fucking bury the cunt. But he managed to just wriggle away with those giant fucking feet. He was up in the trees, like, fucking swinging from branch to branch.
No, this is just painful, man. I can't take much more of this. It's rubbish. It's pure fucking rubbish. Like, none of this makes any fucking sense to anyone outside of his little fucking bubble in Brussels. You know, fucking
it will make
platitudes.
sense. It will make sense. I promise you, it will make sense in a minute, right? So we can't watch another 40 minutes of this. So if you can fast forward to where he's back in Brussels and he's going to be in an office again, he will tell us. He will tell us why. You know, he will make all clear of why he does the things he fucking does. Like,
right.
We're back in Brussels. We'll just play it there for a minute. We see. Here we go. There you go.
Oh, here?
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So we're back in the office. Flanagan, Luke, Ming. Make your fucking mind up, will you? What is his name? Is his first name Ming or Luke or fucking Flanagan?
No. This is the legal thing that you put your surname first. Jesus Christ, Morgan, you're from this world.
Yeah, but you know, Flanagan, Luke, Ming. Okay, right. Open the door. Knock, knock. Hello, Ming. Are you in? Can we come in and say hello to you? We're here from Roscommon. We haven't seen you in 4 fucking years. Kind of wondering what you're up to in there. Is everything okay? Knock, knock. Open wide. See what's on the other side. Knock, knock. Anymore. Come with me through Ming's magic door.
Fuck's sake. All right. Are you done?
Yeah. That was a Bosco reference. For
I know.
Older people.
And then we're minus there.
Yeah. So so that's the voting list on the nature restoration.
I can't hear
So
Ming
we'll
speak. What's
just
going
go
on?
through it quickly.
My name is...
It's... But you hear something, right?
Yeah, I can hear something now. This is Ming's daddy. Sorry, this is Ming's daddy. So we listen to Ming's daddy.
John McGillivray.
Oh, fuck. Jesus fucking... Piss fucking Christ.
He's talking about Ming like that.
I'm from Donegal, Mallinhead in Ireland. I work here in the European Parliament as an agricultural policy advisor for the Left Group. And my role is to...
Can you go back a little bit? Go back to where Ming starts talking, because there's a very important point at the start where Ming tells us he's effectively fucking useless. And the energy from this is, you know, you're sitting down with the principal and you've just missed an exam, and now the principal is telling you what you need to do next. Like, this is glorious.
Right.
Play it
I'm going to have to put up the gain on this because, Jesus Christ, this part is mixed badly. I take back what I said about the production value. Fuck this.
And then we're minus there.
Yeah. So so that's the voting list on the nature restoration. And so we'll just go through it quickly.
My name is John McGillivray. I'm from Donegal, Mallinhead in Ireland. I work here in the European Parliament as an agricultural policy advisor for the Left Group. And my role is to sort of do the research and back up to all the MEPs in the group. 27 committees in the Parliament.
Yeah, the man who's actually doing the fucking work and telling these dimwits what to do. You
Yeah.
couldn't hear Ming there. You're right that the audio on that part was absolutely shit. But what Ming is saying, Ming has missed one of his committee meetings because he didn't put it in his fucking diary, because he didn't have his assistant to come up and tell him, hey, Ming, you know, we don't use whiteboards here. We just put stuff into our fucking phones. So he's missed the meeting because he was out the back of the toilets smoking a joint, you know, so he could relax to get ready to go into the meeting. An hour and a half passed, completely missed the meeting, and now he's back in with his daddy. So this is what happens to these guys.
Right.
They're puppets, essentially. They have to be puppets, because anybody with a mind would know, well, you know, okay, I'm not putting my fucking face out there, really. I don't mind working in the bowels of the beast, because they know what they're doing. But these dummies have no fucking clue. And look at his colleagues. 3 fucking libtards right there. A big, dirty, fat one. Like, and 2 mongoloids. You know, they're probably like 18, 19-year-olds dressed like 40-year-old fucking harpies. And he's delighted with himself. Look at him on his tablet. Fucking Pornhub talking about political threesomes. Yeah. Ming is a dummy. Ming is guided. It's a guided experience for Ming. Right, let's play it. Come on, get to the end of this, because the important point is coming up very fucking soon.
To cover each committee, to give it back up to the MEPs.
The important bit about having the team around me is, like, I can't know everything, and anyone who claims to know everything is either a liar or an arrogant prick. So I have to accept that reality, and I have to learn how to delegate all of the different issues that I deal with, so that they can sum things up for me, distill them, and then I can run with these issues. And that's one of the good
need
things.
bullet points. I can't understand big thingies. I needed bullet points and sound bites. Please help me, 3 fucking lesbians. Do you imagine anything worse than being locked in the fucking room with those pigs, and everyone can look in and see you? They look like a bundle of fucking laughs, don't they? Hey girls, have you heard the latest dick joke? What?
I mean, you're being a bit tough on Ming here now, because, you know, he's right. Yeah, you can't know everything, and someone who says they do know everything is a lying prick.
Absolutely.
But this is the fucking problem with the system. Does this mean, like, every one of these people have at least 1, 2, or 5 fucking advisors on the payroll each? This is an unsustainable fucking system. It's just a hierarchy of fucking management.
Yeah, and could these advisors have ulterior motives? Might they have other agendas at foot or at play? Maybe they've gone through an education system that's, you know, groomed them and prepared them to espouse particular fucking ideas and ideals at a given time.
Well, I mean, that should go without saying.
Yeah, and there's old dummy boy, who should be standing up there saying this system fucking stinks to high heaven. He should be pointing out his own flaws. Look who the dummies fucking sent here to you to represent them. Me, Mr. fucking bullet points. He needs it broken down into simple pictures. Fuck me. All right, play this fucking cunting thing, and we'll see if we can get to the point I'm looking for.
Oh, fuck's sake.
About this job, and it's one of the things I like about this job, you can go into depth, and you have a team of people around you, and also you can reflect on things, you can discuss things, and opinions that I might initially have had with a little bit more information, I can change my opinion if necessary. And I couldn't do that in the Dáil, but you can definitely do it here. And particularly,
why couldn't you do it in the fucking
Dáil?
Oh, they didn't give you the support you needed, was it? You didn't have an emotional support lesbian in the Dáil. They don't give you that. They look after you much better in Europe today. 3 fucking lesbian support animals. Make sure you're okay. And you can bring your dog over on a Tuesday. Your dog or your child. And that was hard for Ming. He had to take advice on that one. Set up a committee, got his 3 advisors in and said, well, you know, the dogs are less trouble. And you seem closer to your dog, so bring your dog over and leave your 9-year-old daughter at home to pine for daddy. Yeah. While your wife speaks out, I'm a new daddy. I wonder why. Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong?
Right.
Okay, let's play. Yeah.
We are looking at
Oh, fuck, I thought I fixed that. Fuck. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go mental.
We have to figure that
since
out.
1991, cuts of about 60% in payments to farmers. So in this environment where we have given less and less to farmers, we are now going to ask them to change how they operate. People who will have to do the most are going to get the least. I'm against this. I'm in favour of biodiversity and doing something about climate change, but I'm not against giving poor people a kicking. Rich people get away scot-free. I can't see how anyone who has a socialist bone in their body can say we should drive ahead with this and we'll find the money for the farmers later. No matter what the law says, if you can't afford to follow any of these things, with the best will in the world, no matter how law-abiding you are, and no matter how much you want to do about climate change, if you can't afford to do it, you're not going to do it. It says a lot about some of the people who are involved in pushing this. This obviously doesn't affect them financially. And I hear an awful lot of them say we've got to do whatever it takes and whatever it costs. In reality, in real terms, it's not costing them that much. Whereas a slight increase in cost for people on very low wages makes their life impossible. And the worst part of that is, after a while, people get sick of it, and then they start listening to people who say, we don't need to do this at all. And that's my biggest fear. What will come out of this is, it'll encourage people never to do anything.
Personal freedom.
To me.
What will come out of this is personal freedom. And the people, like, I think the farmers might know that, you know, you can't really fuck up the land. You may get one or two who, you know, take a shortcut here and there. But I think generally people are, you know, okay on that front. They don't need a million regulations. He's even said it himself. It's crippling them. Yet you persist in fucking being there instead of saying, okay, well, you know what? It's not a good idea to give your sovereignty over to somebody else, be it as an individual or as a nation. And, you know, I resign in disgust. I'm going back to my people and I'm going to help my country to be independent and actually sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, because persisting in that system, it's not sustainable. Because, as we all know, you can't give your sovereignty to others because they don't give a fuck about you. Ming, come on.
I mean, like, come on. This is just stupid. You know, this little speech he put in, I mean, that just, again, like so many things in this fucking pile of burning garbage, it exposes him. You know, we're doing this bad thing and it just keeps happening. And I keep saying that it shouldn't happen, but it keeps happening. Well, fucking figure it out, man. Figure it out. Maybe that's the point of the fucking institution that you're in. Oh my God. I keep saying that these priests can't keep touching children, but all that happens is the priests get moved on, and you know what? I'm going to, you know, no, I can't quit the priesthood. I have to stay here and keep saying we shouldn't be touching children and moving around the offending priests to different parishes so they can do it again. I don't get it, but, you know, I'm going to stay in this rotten, corrupt institution anyway, because I can't fucking see reality staring me in the face that the system I'm in is against the people I supposedly fucking care about.
Yeah, because he can't leave the priesthood because, you know, a bad priest might get in. And he's on his way to becoming the Pope. And when he's the Pope, then things will change. When he has ultimate power to rule the planet and the galaxy with an iron rod. But then it will be all hail Ming.
It's an illusion.
Now, if he went around the town, if he went around the town in a car with a loudspeaker blaring that out, I'd vote for him.
Yes.
Just based on that alone, I would vote for him. I'd give him all my votes forever. If he just rocked through the town and that's blaring at full volume and he's standing out the car waving, actually dressed as Ming the Merciless. Fucking hat off to you, Ming. You have my vote secured. Even though I can't vote in your constituency, I will falsify documents and vote for you fucking twice.
Can we crowdfund one of those cars with the speakers
I'm sure we
on
could,
it?
yeah.
And actually, just have like, steal some of his posters and put it on the side of the car and just drive around with.
Do you know what would be better? I'm finding the closest mosque to me, and I'm going to get a loudspeaker and some sort of fucking tape recorder, and I'm going to play that on loop from the minaret at the local fucking mosque. 4:00 in the morning, call to prayer. Hail Ming, hail, ruler of the universe. Every fucking mosque and church. Let's be diverse here. Churches and mosques, instead of the bells ringing out, hail Ming, hail, ruler of the universe. Every fucking hour, 5 times a day, we shall pray to Ming, ruler of the universe.
This is a fantasy as old as fucking time, man. It was a fantasy that I had when I was young, a teenager and younger, where I was thinking, if only I was the dictator of the world, I'd have everything sorted out in like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
This.
Bada boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Especially with all your advisors,
You know what? Fuck this. I'm advocating a return to monarchy, okay? We have one guy, and he has a bunch of people that he picked to tell him what's going on in the country and what all of these different sections, need and the intricacies. Because, there are, important things that, aren't immediately obvious to the average person who hasn't spent their life studying those things. There's not that many of them, but there's some. So, advise this one guy, and that one guy says, okay, well, this is my fucking decision on the matter. And, High King, and then little kings, we can have our own little kingdoms.
I'm willing to give it a whirl.
Yeah,
at
because
this stage.
this is fucking not working, man.
No, and then we could go on horseback and attack Ming and his kingdom. And sack King. Or Ming. King Ming. It makes sense, like. Yeah, all right. Well, King Ming, let's hear what fucking else King Ming. I want to get to this point. It's probably at the very last 2 minutes of the video.
Oh,
but
sake,
I don't know. Press play. Dude, look, I had to listen to
Jesus.
this 3 fucking times. I had planned to listen to it one more time today and sit down and timestamp it, but I couldn't. I just fucking couldn't because I kept getting caught up in knots of laughter, followed by rage, followed by laughter, and it was too confusing. And there's no lake I can go fucking swimming in to make things up better, Right, let's play this picture.
Okay, give me a second.
I looked into hiring a podcast studio as well.
Oh, nice.
Until I saw the fucking prices.
Oh.
It's like, fuck off. €140 an hour.
Fuck off. Jesus, it's not that fucking expensive to run.
€140 an hour just to rent the space, and they've editing available. That's 600 fucking euros for an hour. And it's like, by the time you get out of there, you'd be like $2,000 in the fucking hole.
You know what? Knock that down to 140 for the night. I'll be happy to pay that, and so many other people will be happy to pay for that.
Absolutely.
And you'll make a fucking bomb. How many people are fucking saying, yeah, actually, you know what? I believe in my fucking retarded idea for a podcast. I'm going to sink thousands of fucking euros into it to record a bunch of fucking episodes. Fuck that. No. At that point, you've fucking bought your own fucking studio.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Right, let's
people are fucking stupid, greedy pricks, man. Sorry.
Restoration law today. Why did you vote against it?
Because it's just unfair and it won't work. And more than telling people to buy electric cars but providing them with no funding, or telling people they need to retrofit their houses and provide no funding, none of this is going to happen if ordinary people can't afford it.
How could you not grab that beard? I'd have to grab that beard, like. Wouldn't you? Just a little yank. See if it's fucking glued on.
Well, he does it enough, anyway.
Yeah.
If you want to do something about this, in this world, you need money to do something for it. I'm told, wait, the money will come along.
We fucking did it!
Meantime, like
So
people
profound.
are worried about the far right. In the meantime, the far right are going out there giving simple solutions. One particular person saying, sure, the planet's been warming and cooling all the time. And people are They're coming out here saying there's no real problem. And when people are desperate, and you're desperate when you can't heat your house, and you're desperate when you can't afford the diesel to go to work, and you're desperate if you feel your future in farming isn't secure because there's no money in it, people veer to the right. I do go on a bit. I found out why about...
Fuck me. I said stop it there. So people veer to the right when the people who are supposed to represent their best interests fail fucking miserably to such an extent that they can't feed their fucking selves. They can't heat their homes. They can't make a living on the land. So what's the alternative, Ming? Just fucking suck it up and let it happen, because the important thing is to save the planet.
Yeah.
Fuck the people. You know, just fuck the people, like save the planet. And it's the fault of the right. So the right's response, according to Ming, from the one tweet he read on fucking Twitter, that the argument against the current totalitarian regime that is using fear of destruction of the planet as a weapon to beat people over the head with, so they will revert to actual fucking serfs. The argument that the far right is putting forward is that, sure, you know, it'll be grand, nothing's happening. Fuck off, Ming. I'm sorry. Like, let's play it out, because this is where it all makes sense. This now is the moment where clarity will be brought to us about why Ming is like the way, why Ming is the way he fucking is.
Right.
4 weeks ago, I am autistic, but anyway.
In the last couple of months, I've been diagnosed
Did
with
you get it? Yeah,
autism.
go back 10 seconds. He's having a Barney on the phone, right? Doing one of his normal fucking bitch sessions with this lad on the phone.
Right.
And he's going on too long. And yes,
Okay.
I'm aware of the irony of me saying I tend to go on. I just so you know, I could be autistic, but I would never seek a fucking diagnosis, okay? And I wouldn't whip it out as a shield from criticism. But listen to the great Ming.
Yeah.
I do go on a bit. I found out why about 4 weeks ago I am autistic, but anyway.
But
What
anyway.
a bitch,
In
man.
the last couple of months,
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed with autism, and
Fuck,
that's been a big help. I
man,
have to say.
Jesus.
It doesn't stop me having autism. It doesn't make autism any different for me. I think the best way to explain it and how it's helped me is it's a bit like a sat nav, and you know where you want to go, but if you don't know your location, you'll never be able to get there. I now know where my location is, so where I've got to get to, it's easier to get to it.
Yeah.
People with
You
autism,
sad sack of
they
shit.
tend to have
Pause it there.
a
Pause
very
it there. That's what I'm talking about. He doesn't have a clue what the fuck he's doing. He's not autistic. It's fucking 40 years of brain damage from smoking too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Like, he doesn't know where to go, doesn't know where he's supposed to fucking be, what time he's supposed to show up at, what the people are actually fucking talking about. But now that he's been diagnosed as autistic and it's recognized, well, now his advisors can just take over completely and just give him instructions. Now every hour is accounted for.
Wow.
And it's no coincidence that we have increased numbers of autistic fucking people. Because they're very easy to control. So much so that you can convince them that they're not actually fucking male if they're male. You can convince an autistic person very easily that they're female and have them mutilate themselves because they don't know up from fucking down. But with Ming, I think it's cynical, like, because he's using it as a shield here. It's like, I have a special protection because this is a new superpower, autism. Not only do I have the superpower of persistence, but I have the shield of protected class. Granted, I'm not a homosexual, so I can't use that magical power. But I am autistic, and by the power of autism, I deflect any criticism that comes my way because I am autistic. Therefore, you cannot criticize me. You must go with the program because I am autistic. Do not approach, or I will take out the shield of autism and strike you with it, and you too will become autistic and do whatever it is you're fucking told. He's not autistic. He's not autistic. He's a fucking sellout who's latched on to autism because now it makes sense. I understand now why I make all the mistakes. It's not because of anything I've done or that I haven't reflected on things properly. It's the fact that I have the old autism. Okay, fair enough. If you're autistic, then you should retire. Go home. Get out of there. It's got to be very stressful for an autistic person in that kind of environment. Go home. Relax. You've done everything you possibly fucking could. No more good can come of it. Take the time now to relax, to go home. You know, spend some time with your family. Go out to the fucking barn out the back. You know, take the shotgun out, polish it off, talk to it, clean it. Take 2 cartridges, slowly load them into the gun. Sit down on the bale of hay, twist that fucking gun around, put it on the ground, get one of your big, dirty, fucking gigantic toes, stick it on the trigger, squeeze it gently, and say goodnight. And do us all a favour. Too harsh? Would I make a good king? You'd all be dead in a week, you cunts.
All right. Okay. Look, when are we done?
Yeah, let's do it. There's no more. You can't go anywhere after autism. Like he's just completely fucking sold out on every level, and then threw the autism card at the end because, you know, if there's
not
anything,
even at the end. This is the insanity of this fucking video. It's only 16 minutes in. There's another how many fucking 13 minutes to go.
Yeah.
This fucking guy. Maybe he does have autism because this is tone deaf to fuck.
All right. Let's finish it off. Let's listen to just listen.
No.
I want to listen to the Vincent Brown interview.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's only 3 minutes long. We're not going anywhere near that other video. We're done. So we will just listen in silence to the professional roasting of Ming the Merciless, and then we'll comment at the end because the end of this is brilliant as well. There's 3 people on this panel. There's Ming, and some fucking fat business guy. I have no idea who he is, and some female politician. But the setup is that Ming has been discovered to be like everybody else, and is using whatever little power he has to try and wrangle his way out of getting a fucking fine for talking on the phone in the car whilst driving, and to get his penalty points squashed. Right. And Ming has been on his high fucking horse, has been on the moral high ground, giving out about other politicians. He brought this to the Dáil to say how disgraceful this carry on was. Yes, that politicians are having penalty points squashed merely by getting in touch with the sergeant of a local station and having him write them off. Right, so this is, I mean, beyond fucking hypocrisy. And then just listen to the 4 minutes of pure cope. Right. Just cope. And fucking, it's incredible. I'll say no more.
Okay, all right, yeah. Don't oversell it. Yeah, cool. Fuck, I need to fix the fucking audio again. This will be edited out later. And here we go.
But you colluded, not alone colluded, you instigated this yourself by writing the letter to the Garda station.
Well, I suppose if you ignore the fact that the Gardaí approached me, you could say I instigated it.
Yes, of course.
That is ignoring the fact that the guards approached me about it.
That the guards didn't approach you. A particular guard
did. A guard approached me.
And suggested to you, in a friendly way, you could get this written off by writing to the Garda station saying that you were on your way to the Dáil. And you decided, yes, I'll do that. What a good idea. You wrote to the Garda station and you had the thing written off. So the person primarily to blame for this is yourself. And you're trying to make a virtue out of how principled you were, and that you're now disclosing the whole thing.
No, I'm not trying to make a virtue out of how principled I am. I'm trying to make the point that I did not make the initial move. I was approached by a Garda.
Stop it, we have to stop it. We have to fucking stop it. Like, that's his defense. She looked at me. She was giving me the eye. So I had to rape her. So it's her fucking fault because she was looking at me. That's essentially what he's saying. Yeah. The guard said, well, you know, you can get that squashed if you fucking, you know, get in touch with the local Garda station. I go, well, of course, he's autistic. Someone gave him a suggestion, so he has to fucking do it because, you know, he hasn't realised yet he's autistic. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's like, well, I have no agency at all in the fucking world. Like, I just do what people tell me. And if that guard hadn't have suggested that, well, then I wouldn't have known about it. Therefore, I wouldn't have done it. Just like that woman I raped the other day, if I hadn't have seen her looking at me, but then I wouldn't have had to rape her. So it's her fault, and it's the fucking guard's fault for giving me the suggestion because, you know, how else could a person know not to do something morally dubious? I don't get it.
Right, we'll continue.
was the conversation just said to you? What's this about you and the penalty?
Yeah, and I explained the story to him
and
of
then you,
what I was doing.
Happened to mention an entirely irrelevant point. That you were on your way to the God. That you're on your way.
He asked me what I was doing, so I said.
You were driving your car. That was the only relevant thing.
That could
Why
have
you were
been
going
an
was
answer.
entirely irrelevant to the point. So it looks as though you're up to your neck in this, Ming.
Well, maybe it looks like that.
And rather, it is obvious that you are up to your neck in this thing. You were the person who instigated this thing that you now are inferring is corrupt.
Well, my point is that this is endemic. This is something that goes on. And I was approached by a guard. And if ever you want to prove that it goes on...
You are making a complaint calling the Gardaí essentially corrupt. And again, on this issue. When you yourself were integral in the whole issue.
But the reality is that it was a guard who instigated this.
But why did you have to follow up?
No, I didn't have to follow through on it.
You were primarily to blame for this.
Well, that's your conclusion.
That is it. What do you believe?
Well, nobody has a gun to your head.
No,
when you were writing that letter. Can I ask what
There's
was in the letter?
looking at guilty sip.
Yeah, dry mouth, you know, the sign of guilt.
Well, nobody held a gun to your head.
No,
when you were writing that letter. Can I ask what was in the letter? I think that's important to know. What excuse did you give?
Basically...
Did you claim that you were actually engaged in Dáil business during the making of that phone call?
No, I wasn't engaged in Dáil business during the phone call, and I didn't claim that I was engaged in Dáil business. But I was on my way to a meeting when I answered it. Now, I was told that was relevant by him, and I wrote off on that basis. But
and do you think there's something wrong with the Gardaí cancelling penalty points for people in your circumstances? And you were the one that asked for the thing to be cancelled.
I think there is something wrong with it because it isn't
you were the
done
one
for
that
everyone.
asked for it. You asked for the penalty points to be cancelled because you thought you were entitled to be on your mobile phone when going to the Dáil.
Well, I don't think I'm entitled to be on my mobile phone when I went to the Dáil, and I know I was wrong to be on my mobile phone, and that's why I was quite happy to take the points. But I was approached by the guard initially. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered following through on it.
It's a trivial point that you were approached by the Gardaí initially. The significant point is that you were the one who asked the Gardaí to cancel the penalty points because you were on your way to the Dáil.
I didn't initially ask that. It was suggested to me by a member of the Garda Síochána who met me on the street.
Well, Joe, what do you make of this, Joe?
Well, a couple of things occur to me. I suppose the first point is that the moral high ground is a lonely place, but I just want to...
Moral high ground is a swamp.
Yes.
A bog, if you don't mind.
The question, I mean, there's two ways to look at this. At a minimum, it was very naive. I mean, an experienced politician wouldn't...
Stop it there for a second. 1 second. Did you hear what this guy said? A normal... He stopped himself. He's going to say a normal person wouldn't fucking do this. And then he switched it to, a seasoned, experienced politician. A dog, a cat, an autistic child wouldn't do this. But Ming, special. Persistence, you know? Do you see his persistence there? I just deny it persistently. And the magical powers of persistence will kick in and they will go, okay, well, we relent, Ming. But no, not El Vinny. Vincent thrives on this kind of fucking stuff. All right, let's play it back. We're nearly out, but this guy is great. He sums it up wonderfully.
Yes.
A bog, if you don't mind.
The question, I mean, there's two ways to look at this. At a minimum, it was very naive. I mean, an experienced politician wouldn't write a letter at the behest of a sergeant because you compromise yourself immediately. On the suggestion of the sergeant. So I would just...
Oh, okay. That ended abruptly.
Yeah. That should be the end of your career, right? Fucking there.
Yes.
In a normal country, you know, that's the end of a politician's career. In Ireland, nope, that's grounds for a fucking promotion.
I don't know what you have to do in this country to be disgraced and fucking tarred and feathered and chucked into the Atlantic, you know, as a politician. I don't fucking get it. However, what I also don't get is like what was going through his fucking head, man. Anyone with a functioning fucking brain watching that, you know, would know. Like, this is stupid, man. This is wrong. And he's full of shit. Yet he persisted. Do you know what the winning move was there?
What's that?
Humility. Say,
Yeah.
right, look, there's the human tendency for, to just stand your ground and, insist that your past actions were absolutely correct and, you were acting in good faith. But, I'm sorry. You're right. I fucked up and it was terrible. But, I'm willing to, reflect.
Yeah, but that can't even work. That can't even work in this situation, because that can only work in the situation where, you've been found out that you've done this, So somebody discovered that you wrote to the Garda sergeant and they had your points wiped, and then you could say, listen, I'm sorry, it was the wrong thing to do. I know I didn't want the embarrassment of having to do that. I know it's wrong. I compromised myself and the guard, and I apologize profusely, and I resign immediately. But this cunt was on the fucking hobby, on the high horse, lecturing to people in the Dáil about the other fucking guys who do this and how disgraceful it is, and they should be sacked. And he's there defending the indefensible. Nobody really gives a flying fuck. If I can get away with 3 speeding points, great. But I'm not so much of a fucking retard that if I'm a sitting politician, that I actually write a letter, I leave receipts behind. Where it's actually provable in a fucking court of law. No, down to the local Garda station and see if I can arrange a meeting with the sergeant and say, hey, listen, I was talking to one of your lads and he said, these penalty points can be wiped because I'm on the way to Dáil and I might be in a he's really not fucking bright, and there might actually be something to that autism thing. Maybe.
Like, I don't know. I got the impression that we don't want to look at which one was? Oh yeah, his little.
Vielen Dank. Als nächster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Flanagan. Next for the GUI group.
So this guy is coming through his mobile phone to the commission to give his 2 cents on an issue.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Han. Can you hear me there, yeah?
And he has no
We
pants.
can hear you. Yep. Please go ahead.
He has no fucking pants on. He thought that he was cut off from the chest down. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Han. Obviously,
and he's rubbing his legs.
We should be trying to get the maximum bang for our buck. In other words, we should be getting...
He's talking about the same fucking thing! He's always saying the same thing! Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Oh, Lord. Literally caught with his pants down, like, unfucking believable.
And just rubbing his legs.
Yeah,
that's weird, man.
Has he got a black person in that bed? Is that a fucking head of hair on the pillow behind him?
Oh no, it kind of looks like an afro.
It's his dog. It's his fucking dog. He's sleeping in the bed with his dog in Brussels to keep him fucking company.
But dude, I mean, showing up without your pants on, okay, granted, you think that it's not seen, but stop rubbing your fucking legs, man. It's creepy.
Why has he got his phone in his hand as well? Like, what was he doing minutes before? That's what I want to fucking know. Sitting on the edge of the bed with his jocks down and a phone in his hand. There's only so many things you can be doing there. Like, maybe he's got a new mole on his leg, like to match the one on his back. And he was trying to get a photo of it to see what fucking Google come up with. Or he's having a wank.
Yeah, he rolled out of bed, had a wank, and then turned on Zoom. That's what happened.
I think he was asleep. I think he got fucking so high that he fell asleep, because it's during COVID as well, isn't it? They're all masked up in the Parliament.
Presumably, yeah.
Yeah, so he's back in the fucking hotel room, got off his tits, fell asleep, He can't see his advisors because he has to keep the distance, so they can't be with him all the time. So he's totally reliant on his mobile phone to remind him that he has a meeting. So the mobile phone went off later. He didn't hear the alarm go off. Then he has to fucking rock up all of a sudden, throw the shirt on, splash a bit of water on his face, jump on the edge of the bed. He's rubbing his ass now and everything. Oh my god! What the fuck is he doing? He's no dick. Like he has the the thing you do in the swimming pool when you're 7 years of age, where you stick your dick between your legs and pretend to be a woman. He's doing that on his legs. Like he has no dick. Like where is it? Look at him.
It's so creepy. Why is he rubbing his leg like that?
Oh Lord. Oh, how is he still going?
He's fucking massaging his ass.
Get out of his ass, like.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if he touches his face.
Oh jeez.
This is COVID time as well. That's not very hygienic. Like.
No.
I hope he sanitized when he was done. Like.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Really
What the fuck? Who rubs himself that much? Like. He is autistic. He's stemming.
Yes, stemming. Stemming. Yeah.
He's stemming by fiddling with his ass.
Oh god. I mean, I get it. Look, you're nervous, and like, yeah, but I see a lot of, competent people, public speaking, and, that they get nervous, so they fidget,
Was that dude laughing at the end? Was he? That guy is chairing the...
Oh, no, that's the beginning at Luke.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, that's a pity.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Ming. Poor fucking Ming. We have to make sure this cunt doesn't get elected. He needs help.
No.
He needs to be at home with his family.
He really does, yeah. Yeah, he needs to be fired. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much for the man, like.
This is, like, what's the difference between him and a deadbeat dad?
Deadbeat dad's no option. Like, he's worse than a deadbeat dad. Like, he's a fucking... Yeah. Well, he's worse than it. Like, he's the Jesus of deadbeat dads. So he was a deadbeat dad, died, rose again, and continued to be a fucking deadbeat dad. Like, so he's the deadbeat dad returned in the flesh. Wow. I feel sorry for him. I think I have to ring him and talk to him.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him
he's got to have a constituency offices, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Talk to an assistant maybe first. They can break it down into bullet points for him, and then he can come back to me. Maybe by Zoom. Put his pants off, and I'll have my pants off too, so he doesn't feel awkward.
Oh, jeez. Shall we take a musical break and?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. So I, over the past week or so, I got drunk a few nights and made AI music. It's good though. It's good music.
I have a problem with this. Like, see, the more